Welcome to your eLearn walkthrough. eLearn is Volstate's online learning system, and every class you take will have its own eLearn site. For 100% online classes, you'll find all your materials in eLearn. For virtual classes, you'll access lessons and connect with your instructor and classmates through eLearn. On-campus classes use eLearn to access your syllabus, grades, and all kinds of stuff. You'll be using eLearn in every class, so take a minute to get comfortable and let's explore. eLearn works best in Google Chrome or Mozilla Firefox. You can access eLearn in a few ways. Go to volstate.edu and select eLearn at the top. You can access eLearn through the My Volstate portal, or you can go directly to elearn.volstate.edu. Here's the eLearn login page. Select the blue button and sign in using your volunteer state credentials. If you're off campus, you'll need multi-factor authentication to log in. Need help with MFA? Contact the IT Help Desk at 615-230-3302. When you log in, you'll land on the eLearn homepage. Here, you'll see your courses, announcements, helpful icons, and links and apps like Microsoft Outlook and OneDrive. Starting at the top left, the eLearn logo takes you back to this homepage anytime. The waffle icon lets you quickly access all your courses. The bell icon shows updates like announcements, grades, and new content. Finally, select Yourself to adjust your profile, notifications, and account settings. It's a good idea to explore these to personalize eLearn so it works fine just for you. Across the top of the page, just under the eLearn logo, you'll see the navigation bar, or nav bar for short. We'll take a closer look at it once you're inside a course. In the main area of the eLearn homepage, below the nav bar, you'll find different sections or widgets which share valuable information. On the left, you'll see the My Courses section, and this is the section you'll use the most. It's where all your eLearn courses are listed. At the top of My Courses, you'll notice tabs that organize your classes by semester and include free resources. If you don't see your current classes, click on a different tab to find them. On the top right, you'll see the Microsoft 365 section. This gives you quick access to tools like Outlook for your student email and OneDrive, where you can save your files in the Volstate cloud. To start, select Sign in to your Microsoft 365 account. Right below that, you'll find college-wide announcements. Be sure to check these regularly for important updates and sometimes fun extras like free events on campus. Keep in mind, not every Volstate event is posted here, so it's important to check your Outlook email too. In the bottom right, you'll see the eLearn Resources section. This is where you can find contact information for eLearn support and the IT Help Desk. Next, let's look at a course. You should have access to the College and Online Readiness course. This free course lets you practice using eLearn before the semester starts. If you don't see it, just email elearn@volstate.edu to request access. To go into the College and Online Readiness course, simply select the thumbnail or name of the course. Each of your classes in eLearn has its own homepage. On the left side, you'll find announcements from your instructor. Be sure to check these often. They're used for sharing due dates, schedule changes, assignments, and helpful reminders, and a little encouragement. Just below that, you'll see the college-wide policies section. These policies apply to all your courses and are considered part of every syllabus. On the right side, you'll find helpful tools. The Course Update section shows recent activity in your class. Some instructors use the calendar to highlight upcoming due dates, but be sure to check your syllabus and course schedule too. You'll also find links to tutoring and library help, so remember, support is always just a click away. Later in the semester, a course evaluation section will appear here. You'll use it to share feedback about your classes. To return to the course homepage at any time, select the course title. Once you've reviewed your announcements, you're ready to head into the content area and get started. Select Content in the navigation bar to access your course materials. On the left side, you'll see the table of contents. Think of this like a table of contents in a book. It lists the main sections of your course, often called modules. Modules may contain submodules, and both may contain documents, videos, assignments, exams, and more. In some courses, your complete textbook will be here too. Arrow icons appear on modules and submodules, indicating that they can be opened. Select a module to open it. Most modules are designed to be completed from top to bottom, so when in doubt, start at the top and work your way down. Let's look at the several types of content you'll see in your courses. Each item in a module has an icon that tells you what kind of content it is. First, you'll see course pages. These often include text, links, and videos. Some course pages are short, while other course pages are long, so be sure to scroll all the way down on a page to see everything. The icon for documents is the same one used for course pages. Documents are things like Word files, PowerPoints, or PDFs. You can view these in eLearn or download them to view them offline. You might also see external learning tools. These are links to resources outside of eLearn, like online textbooks or homework platforms. If your course uses one of these, your instructor will explain how to access it. In addition, some links in the table of contents connect to eLearn discussions, assignment Dropboxes, or quizzes. You'll have a chance to practice using these, but first, let's learn a few ways to move around eLearn. Remember to use the table of contents to go from module to module or module to submodule. Also, it's easy to go to different course pages and learning materials using the table of contents. Let's look at moving around a course page. When you're on a course page, you'll find different buttons or tools to move around. The Open in a New Tab button allows you to open the material, you guessed it, within a new tab. You can then use your browser settings to print the item. The Open in Full Screen Mode button allows you to view the item full screen. The previous and next arrows allow you to navigate through the modules and learning materials one item at a time. You can use the navigation tools in your browser to move around eLearn, like the forward and back arrows here in Google Chrome. Now, Let's move on and talk about discussions, Dropboxes, quizzes, and a few other things. Let's start with discussions. Most online courses include discussion boards. These help you think more deeply about course topics and connect with your classmates. You'll find discussions in the content area. Each discussion includes a title, a status card to remind you of your progress, and instructions with a prompt that explains what to write about. In many cases, you'll need to post your own response and reply to one or more classmates. To start participating in a discussion, select the Open Discussion button at the bottom and read the instructions carefully. If there's a rubric, take a moment to review it so you know how your work will be graded. When you're ready, select Start a New Thread. Enter a title, type your response, and add any attachments if needed. Then select Post. After you do your post, take time to read your classmates' posts. To reply to a classmate, open their post, select Reply to Thread, type your message, and post. You can practice using discussions right here in the College and Online Readiness course. I'm going to go back to content so we can look at Dropboxes. A Dropbox is used for turning in your homework. In the table of contents, I'm going to select the homework Dropbox Practice. At the top of the assignment, you'll see the title and the familiar status card that shows your progress. You'll then see instructions, details like the point value of the assignment, and at the bottom, a place to turn in your work. Let's practice submitting a document to a Dropbox. Scroll down to My Work. Select Click where it says Drop Files or click to Browse. In the pop-up box, browse to the location of your file. Select it and then click Open. I'm selecting my file, Peanut Butter Sandwich. Once it's uploaded, select the blue Submit button to complete the process to turn in your work. After submitting, you'll automatically go back to the Dropbox. Notice how the status card is updated to Submitted, so now I know my work has been successfully turned in. You'll also receive an email receipt, and it's a good idea to keep that receipt just in case. Let's move on now and walk through a quiz. When you open a quiz in the table of contents, you'll see the quiz title, the familiar status card, some information about the quiz, and finally, the Start Quiz button at the bottom. I'll select Start Quiz to begin. You're now on the summary page for your quiz. Double-check the info on the quiz and select Start Quiz at the bottom. Once you're in the quiz, you can move around questions by scrolling or by using the numbered tiles on the left to jump from question to question. Quizzes can include several types of questions like true-false, multiple choice, short answer, or even questions with videos. Take your time and read carefully. The first question here is true-false. I'll just click my selection. Question 2 is a fill in the blank, and be sure to spell correctly. I'll click the box and type in my response. Question 3 has a video I really should watch. Instead, I'm just going to guess my answer. When you're finished, select Submit Quiz and confirm your submission. After you submit, you may be able to review your results. Some quizzes show which questions you got right or wrong and how many points you earned. If multiple attempts are allowed, you can always try again. By looking at the points on the right, I can see that I got the first 2 questions right. On the third question, I got 0 out of 2 points, so I got it wrong. I probably shouldn't have guessed. But remember, this quiz is set to unlimited attempts, so I can go back and take it again. In fact, if I close the quiz results page and go back to the quiz in the table of contents, I'll see feedback and a button to retake the quiz. Let's look at one more thing regarding quizzes: Verity Proctoring. Verity is a tool that some of your professors will use to supervise your online quiz and test taking. In the table of contents, open the Practice Using eLearn Tools module and read through the Using Verity for Proctoring page, and also check out the Proctored Practice Quiz. Verity takes a little bit of setup, so I urge you to dig into it before you need to take a quiz or test using it. Remember, it's always a good idea to plan ahead. Remember the navigation bar? It's the blue horizontal bar across the top of the screen. To check your grades, select the Evaluation tab in the nav bar. Notice how the Evaluation tab provides an alternate way for you to go to Dropbox assignments, quizzes, and rubrics. And here's another link for Verity. And also, the Evaluation tab has the link you select to check your grades. Some instructors add all assignments to their gradebook at the start of the semester, while others add them as the course progresses. If it looks like a gradebook item is missing, it's a good idea to check with your instructor. By the way, there's an app for eLearn called Pulse. You can close this notification for it after you download it. Let's move on and talk about sending email. Go back to the nav bar, but this time select the Communication tab. Select the class list. It shows both your classmates and your instructor, and it's the easiest way to send an email to anyone in your class. To email your instructor, open the class list, select the Faculty tab, and then select your instructor's name. This will open a new email message. Notice your course name is already in the subject line. Keep it there and add a few details so your instructor knows what your message is about. Then type your message, add any attachments if needed, and when you're ready, select Send. If you want to review emails you sent from eLearn, select the envelope icon at the top of the screen, then choose the email icon in the pop-up. From there, select Sent Mail, and you'll see a list of all the emails you've sent from eLearn. Although it's time to wrap up our eLearn walkthrough, I want to encourage you to continue exploring eLearn, including the navigation bar. On the nav bar, under the Communication tab, you can review announcements and access discussions. If you have group work, there's a link for that, and there's even a link to your Outlook email. We covered the items under the Evaluation tab, but be sure to check out the Course Tools tab. It has several helpful resources, including My Media, an app for recording video. You'll find connections to all kinds of tutoring and research help under the Academic Support tab. And you can also select the Help tab to get student eLearn support and the IT Help Desk. We are so glad you've decided to become a volunteer state pioneer. We're cheering you on, so don't hesitate to reach out if you need help. Thank you for watching, and have a great semester.